Hey air signs, how you doing? This is Christine from Triple Moon Mystic, and I'm here to bring you a reading on divine feminine healing energies. I've just been guided to sort of shift the focus of my channel to healing messages. A lot of videos out there about divine masculines and what's going on with them, so I felt that ground was pretty much covered, and I just want to focus on feminines and what you guys are going through and what you're needing to know about your healing and your journey. And I'm just gonna go that direction now. I think I feel really called to do that. We're gonna start out today with the excuse me, Spirit of the Animals Oracle, and all the decks are pre-shuffled and prepared, but I'll go ahead and give this another quick shuffle, and we'll get right into the reading. And I just kind of want to use this deck to see where you're at and get an animal spirit to kind of guide us. Air signs, where are we at? Here, this one. Set that over there. All right, regeneration, the lizard. As a survivor, you are unparalleled. Oops, excuse me. No matter what happens, you can adapt. Embrace your transformation. Put on your new cloak. You are a master of regeneration. That's awesome. So that's an amazing card for a healing energy reading. You guys are transforming. You're becoming something new, taking the old and turning it into something even better. I love that message. Okay, so we are just going to start off the reading just kind of getting a message about what's going on with you in general. I'm going to use this Chakra Wisdom Tarot, and I particularly like it for this reading because it is mostly feminine images in this deck, so it seemed appropriate. So let's just get a general feel for what's going on with you guys. Air signs. What's going on with my air signs? Okay, let's get a couple cards here. This is a standard deck, but it's really thick and big, and I have small hands. Oh, here we go. All right, leading the read is the Ten of Wands. Okay. And then we had the Ace of Coins that came out. I love that. It looks such a victorious looking card. Okay, we'll get two more cards. Let's see what's going on with you guys. Got a lot of astrological stuff going on with Mercury in retrograde and a massive full moon that just happened and other kinds of planetary interactions going on. And I am not an astrologer, so I don't want to speak on that. But I do have a link in my channels section of my shared channels or recommended channels, whatever it's called, of my channel for a great astrologer who is a dear friend of mine who does an amazing job and can explain all of that. All right, so we have the Four of Wands. And then, well, here it is, right off the bat. We have the Hierophant. I love that. Okay. So, here is where we're starting. So, just to give you a little background about this deck that I'm using, another interesting aspect, if you've never seen this one used before, is that each of the cards is aligned to one of the chakras. So, yellow would be the solar plexus, red is the root, green is the heart, and this dark purple here is the third eye. So that brings a little bit of, it's interesting too, because it's like kind of got a third eye right there in the top of that Hierophant card. It's kind of cool. All right, so just starting off the read, we have this Ten of Wands. And so the Ten of Wands is it's a heavy burden, you know, and she doesn't look very burdened in this card, actually, but what's interesting about that is that tens are about completion. So I'm reading this as more as I'm putting down my burden. I'm putting down my burden, And with this Ace of Coins, which would be like the Ace of Pentacles, and if you resonate with traditional tarot, I'm putting down my burden and I'm embracing my future. I'm ready for whatever universe is ready to bring my way. I want to know what my mission, what my path, what my course is going to be. And I'm waiting and I'm ready with open arms. With the Four of Wands. Four of Wands is about stability. And I love that there are so many butterflies in this card because it sort of goes along with, you know, the lizard card was regeneration, but it's about transformation. And transformation to me is like the butterfly coming out of the cocoon, you know, so, and with green, it's like growth. It's such a beautiful card of balance. Okay. And then this card here, the Hierophant. And so with the Hierophant card, it can, like the Four of Wands, the Four of Wands, some readers will look at that and say that's like a commitment card, long-term commitment, a stable commitment. But the way that I'm reading it, with it being with the Ace of Coins, I'm seeing it as more of stable foundations. And with the Hierophant, it can be like a marriage card as well. But it's also about connecting with spirit, looking to your spiritual advisors, working with people who, like other spiritual advisors here, like in the 3D, and also your spirit guides in the 5D. So that is like an incredibly powerful message. Like air signs, you guys are killing it. This is great. Let's get a couple more cards. We'll do one more row, and then we'll move right into the read about what you guys are facing, what obstacles you're facing, what some points of healing are to help you on your way, what your next steps are, and I'll even get a final look at if any of you are dealing with a divine counterpart of some kind. I will pull just a couple cards at the end on that for you. Okay, we have the Queen of Swords. All right, Queen of Swords. And I love how the Queen of Swords is coming out under the Ten of Wands, because the Queen of Swords she's all about cutting out the bullshit. You know, she is honest to a fault. She speaks her truth in ways that, you know, sometimes can be a little hurtful, but in a way, I feel like that kind of resonates a bit with the air signs, because you guys are, you know, swords do represent the air, and truth and balance and honesty and all those things that are coming out, and I just absolutely love the way this is going. All right, and we have the World card, which, if you notice, it has all of the chakra colors, because of course the World is about closing out cycles and starting something new, and that is right under your Ace of Coins. Beautiful, beautiful. You guys seem to be really doing well. Oh, and your card came out, the Justice card. Right underneath balance, Four of Wands. I love that. This is incredible. And so this is the blue that represents the throat chakra. Okay, and then we'll get one more card here. Judgment. And we have the Judgment card. And what I find so interesting about this Judgment card is that if you look at, this is one of the few cards that has male figures, and you see this guy right here, it's this one right here, sorry. This guy right here, that's your Hierophant, right here. I love that because it is coming out under the Hierophant. Okay, so going into just kind of the clarifying second row here, with this Queen of Swords, like you're just cutting out the people, the bullshit, the, you know, all the crap that you know isn't serving you, and you're ready to move forward and put down that burden. You're ready to complete that cycle. And the World, ending cycles, embracing what's coming to you from spirit, right? Finding balance, equality, equal give and take in your relationships. And this, you know, I love, you know, the Justice card always has the sword too, which I love with this Queen of Swords here. It's, you know, really living in your truth. And with Judgment is different than Justice, because Judgment is the universe's final decision. It's irreversible, okay? Where justice is more about like karma and people getting their due, whether that's a negative or a positive thing, but bringing balance to a situation. Judgment is, you know, a decision, a final decision. And I love it because it's right under that Hierophant. And underneath the deck is the High Priestess. I just wanted to point her out. I don't always feel called to look at the bottom. I did in this case. And of course, the High Priestess is a card of, you know, maybe some of you may have some magical abilities, or you may have some kind of healing or some other ability where you're connecting with spirit and the energies and working with energies. But the High Priestess also speaks of secrets. So in a way, I feel like you're being very selective about who you're talking to about your journey. And that is actually a really good thing. So air signs, you guys are out there killing it right now. I love this. This is absolutely beautiful. And these cards just really went along so well with that regeneration card we started with. Okay. So moving into the next question, I have the Tarot de la Nuit. And this is also a predominantly feminine energy deck. And so what we're going to ask here, what are your biggest obstacles or blockages to moving forward right now? And right now it seems like you guys are moving pretty good. Excuse me. Wow, throat chakra, hello. You guys are moving along pretty well. Maybe you're having trouble speaking your truth. I don't know. My throat kind of choked up on me. But let's get into things that might be hindering you from coming into your full ascension, mission, journey, so on and so forth. Okay, well, the first card out is the Devil card. Interesting. Okay, I don't really like to speak too much about the cards until I get them all out, so I can get a little bit better picture of what's going on. But yeah, first card out is the Devil. All right, let's get a couple more cards here to get started on biggest obstacles, challenges, or things that are blocking you from moving forward. Okay, so we have the Wheel, which is about moving forward. We have the Six of Cups. And some decks, I'll look at the Six of Cups and read it as like a reunion card or a past life. This deck in particular, I see this as reminiscing for things lost, reminiscing about the past. And then we have the Six of Pentacles, which is basically the minor arcana's version of Justice. It's the balanced, equal give and take sort of card. Okay. So let's see here. We have the Devil with the Wheel, the Six of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles. So it feels to me, just, you know, right off the bat here, that there's something that's happened in the past that you're still working on letting go of completely. Okay, something that's still burdening you. We have a Knight of Pentacles for our second row. She's like, yeah, doesn't look very happy there. Right underneath that Devil. And what's interesting about the Wheel card in this deck is that you see this red string. And to me, this is sort of brings to mind the idea of the red string in, I think, is it Chinese? I can't remember where it comes from exactly, but it's just coming to mind, so I feel like I have to say it. But it's like the cord tying you to someone, like a connection. Ten of Swords underneath the Wheel. So I'm feeling like this probably has to do with a person from your past who you're trying to move on from. Couple more cards before I elaborate too much more. you know, with this, okay, we got, well, this one definitely flipped, the Hermit, underneath the Six of Cups. And these two came out, so I'm gonna go ahead and take them together and see what it is. Okay, Six of Wands. Sorry, I'm trying to get my lighting here out of the way. Six of Wands. And the Nine of Wands. So I'm going to kind of put these together with the Six of Pentacles. Wow, that's 3 sixes on the board. Six of Cups, Six of Wands, Six of Pentacles, all right there at the end. Okay. So challenges that you're facing is that it seems to be that there's somebody from your past who you're trying to break a cycle with, you're trying to break free from. And I'm feeling like perhaps you're wanting this person to come back into your life, and it's really causing you a lot of mental anguish, which is not as shocking because you are air signs and you're very much in your heads. But this Ten of Swords is, you know, in some cards it's like all these swords stabbed in the back, right? And it's about mental anguish. It's really causing you a lot of mental anguish. And underneath the Six of Cups, this reminiscing about the past, we have the Hermit, which is going within and seeking your own counsel, you know, perhaps even connecting with your 5D self and really looking at what it is that's happening here, examining the situation. And Six of Pentacles here is, you know, and I love that the Six of Pentacles actually does have the scale of justice in there, like our Libras in the audience. And then Six of Wands is the card of victory. And Nine of Wands is a card of just feeling battle weary, right? Like you've gone through it and you're just so freaking tired. You guys may be feeling a lot of heavy energy. You may just feel worn out and just so done with this whole situation and feeling like this devil energy, like this, you know, you may be having obsessive thoughts about this person and you're just like, I really do not want to think about this anymore. I want to break this cycle. I want to be done with this, but I can't stop thinking about the past. And in some ways, it's really holding me back. So how am I going to go about releasing this? So your biggest obstacle right now, oh, I did not want to do that yet. I didn't want to leave these out because I was going to get some oracle cards here, is releasing this past connection. And with that red cord, it really, really makes me feel like perhaps you might be dealing with some kind of a soulmate or divine counterpart. With that, I don't know, that red string is just really calling my attention. Okay, so we are going to use the Untold Truths of the Heart Oracle by a wonderful YouTube reader who goes by AquaMoonlight. And she created this deck, and all the decks that I use today will be listed in the description box if you're interested in learning more about any of them. Okay. So let's get a little clarification. Okay, right here. Concealing, we have secrets, mysteries, and hiding. Okay, let's see what else we got. Elusive, it says intangible, dishonest, and trickery. So I'm really getting right here, especially with this Devil card being here, that whatever happened between you and this person, they were possibly keeping secrets from you, they were not being honest with you, and they were being deceptive. Yeah, illusions, clouded judgment, unbalanced, and skewed, which is interesting because we've got clouded judgment and unbalanced, and then the last spread we had the Justice card with the Judgment card. So that's really interesting. And so I feel like one more, fantasy, dreams, fairy tale, and imagination. So bottom, I don't always do this, but barriers and separation and space. So right now, you two clearly are not talking to one another. There is a separation going on. And so whatever happened to you in the past, there was definitely some dishonest behavior going on there. There was possibly just flat out lies. secrets. And it's left you feeling sort of imbalanced and maybe a skewed perspective of what has really gone on. Like, who is this person in my life? Like, I thought I knew who he or she was. I thought that I knew what this was all about. And now, you know, that fairy tale is crumbling, you know, and so it's really sort of rocking you a bit and making you feel a little off balance. But from every indication in the beginning, you guys are really moving forward and powering through this. But this is something that's still nagging at you, is, you know, I'm bound and determined to move forward in my own truth, my own journey. But this is really, you know, sort of like dragging. It's like, I feel like when you're going through the air and they talk about drag, you know, what slows you down? Like, you're moving forward and you're moving at a high speed, but there's still, when that air is whipping by you, it still creates a certain amount of drag on the vehicle. So it's like, that's the imagery I'm getting. I don't know anything about flying. I don't know why that's what came to mind, but that's sort of the image I got. So let's look at the next steps. And we're going to use this wisdom of the oracle. So what is Spirit recommending to you in terms of how to move forward and release this, right? So you're a survivor. As a survivor, you are unparalleled. No matter what happens, you can adapt. Embrace the transformation. Put on your new cloak. You are a master. I think it says manifester. Oh, master of regeneration. Yeah, so you're strong, but you are being challenged by this connection. Okay, well, that was simple. Right there, we got the 4 cards. All right, the first card, 23, is peace. And look at that egg. And we're talking about regeneration and butterflies, and there's an egg. So that's the first card. The next card is TikTok. Okay, that's definitely a timing card. And then why? No surprise that this card would show up in an air sign reading. You guys love to get to the bottom of things. You love to think and overthink. And then yin. This is about embracing your feminine side, balancing your feminine aspects. Okay, so let's get a little bit deeper into this. So with card 23, like I said, you know, we've got the egg there. We're talking about regeneration and, you know, renewal and, you know, all of those kinds of things. And the other thing that this card talks about is freedom from attachment. So you've got this dove flying through the air, and I love the fact, I don't know, maybe some of you have seen feathers coming from nowhere. You see the feathers flying through there? And I don't know how much you know about that, but when you find feathers out of the ordinary, it's a sign that your guardians are with you. They're protecting and watching over you. So, and this card is just about acceptance and release, and you find peace through release, right? And it's about, if it's talking about relationships, it definitely speaks to the fact that of harmony, and harmony can only be found when 2 vibrations are vibrating at the same frequency. So if you think of music and you play 2 disharmonic notes, it sounds horrible, right? So when things are in harmony, they're vibrating on similar frequencies. So right now, you need to release the attachment, release control, which I know is hard for air signs, you know, trying to control outcomes, and just know that when, and here we have timing, the timing is right, is when the harmonies are vibrating at the same frequency. And I know the timing card is the one that everybody doesn't want to hear because everyone gets so tired of waiting, but it's divine timing, and being okay with waiting for that time, because when you force things when the time isn't right, it's just like what I'm seeing in this card, it blows apart. Forcefulness blows it apart. So So I don't know, for some reason I'm seeing 10 and 7 on this clock. So some of you may be Libras with an October 7th birthday. I just thought that was interesting. Okay. And number 31 is the why card. So this is a card of, you know, having to know why. And the thing is that you don't always have to know why. You don't have to know all of the answers, and you also have to release the need to always know and be okay with not knowing, and be okay and at peace with things coming together in the time that they need to come together in. You just sometimes have to release the idea that there's anything you can do to make it happen faster or you know, on your timeline or on your terms. And not only that, but the way that you think it should happen, because things may improve in the situation, but it may not come about the way you think it will. So you have to be open to that, and you have to open your heart to receive that. Oh, interesting. Yin is about female receptivity. So as I said, opening your heart to receive. Letting someone else make the first move and gathering information and taking in cues. It's just about consciousness allowing. Feminines are the receptive ones, right? And it's the opposite of that masculine energy of being the doer. You're the receiver, or being the giver, right? You're the receiver. So it's about just sitting back and allowing the flow. And I know that's hard, but that is what you're being called to do. Those are your next steps. Okay? All right, so I'd like to get some cards from my Fairy Oracle deck, just on purpose. I said that weird. On your purpose, rather. What is your purpose? Where should your focus be? Some of you might be thinking about where you want to take your spiritual transformation and growth, and how you want to apply it. You know, if you're resonating with Divine Feminine, it's very likely that you also resonate with Starseed or Lightworker, or that kind of label, where you know that you have been sent here to heal Gaia, to bring healing to people, and to shine the light of love and compassion on the grid to heal Gaia. So let's get some messages here from the fairies. If there are anybody out there that wants or needs confirmation about an idea they've had, or you know, just anything along those lines, let's see what the fairies have to say. Okay, get a couple of fairy cards. Me and my small hands, I struggle with shuffling so much. Okay, hold on. Okay. And plus I don't like to beat my cards to death either. I don't know. It's like, I'm a book person, so I'm always really careful with my books, careful with my cards. I don't like them to look beat up and used. Okay. All right. Here you go. Your desire is within reach. Have faith, as everything is working in your favor. See? Release. Just let the universe take the wheel, guys. So this is very much a lot of similar messages coming out here for you. Just moving forward in faith and trust that the universe has got your back. All right, holiday. The answer you're looking for can be found during a vacation, retreat, or holiday getaway. So some of you may be thinking about taking a trip, and it doesn't have to be like a big expensive vacation. It could just be like, hey, I've been thinking that I need to go to the beach. See, she's here at the beach. Or maybe I just want to go for a drive. Maybe I want to just go for a hike in the mountains. It can be anything like that, but just getting away from the everyday life and sort of spending some time alone to really reflect on where you've been and what you're doing and where you want to go might really bring you the clarity that you need. So if you've been thinking about that, the messages do it. Okay, I'd like to get 2 more cards. If I can here. Can we get 2 more cards? Oh, there we go. Summer. Everything that you're asking for becomes yours during summertime. So that could be a timing card for some of you out there. It could be that you start seeing changes in your situation around summertime, which would be June, July, and wait, is that right? June, July, and August, yeah. Okay, it's like June 21st through September 21st, something like that, yeah. All right, so one more card. Okay. Where did we start? Walk away. Leave the unhealthy situation and enjoy the new doors that open as a result. So that Queen of Swords energy, all those cards that we saw in the beginning, and here it is, right here on the bottom. You've got the power. Use your abilities to resolve this situation. You can do it. And right here, what are your abilities? You're a survivor. You can transform. That's the message. Release. Allow yourself to accept the way that things are and be willing and ready and able to receive what it is the universe has in store for you, because it's always far better than we could imagine. All right, so I'm gonna get a couple from this Rebel. It's Heal Yourself cards. It's not a Rebel deck, it's a different deck. This is actually the Heal Yourself deck. And these are beautiful healing messages. Just kind of highlight some areas in your life that you can focus specifically on to help you move forward. All right, some of you out there dealing with rejection. And that's a point of healing for you. Such big cards. Okay. A couple more here. All right, this one really wants to come out. Take off your mask. That's just about getting real with yourself, honestly. Being honest with yourself about how you're feeling, and instead of, just pretending that everything is all right all the time, you can't push it to the side. You have to go through it. You can't go around it. You can't go over it. You can't just stuff it away and be like, I'm fine. I'm vibing high. I'm on my journey. I'm doing my thing. I'm all of that stuff, but then ignore the healing that needs to take place. It doesn't work that way. And then beauty. And for me, this is a card about self-worth, or being too consumed with appearances, or being too, I'm not, maybe I'm not pretty enough, or I'm not the right weight, or I'm not, whatever it is, whatever your insecurity is. And there it is, pride. That's that ego. Pride and beauty. Right there. So, I just want to kind of look and see if something's telling me to check in here and see if there's any additional messages that I might be somehow overlooking. And I want to look at this beauty card, because I do really am getting like a sense of, it's about self-worth and how your features can even change and morph based on how you're feeling about yourself. If you're feeling confident and strong, then you exude that glow. If you're feeling low, you can't really hide that as well as you think you can. It does come through. And ego is just letting go of the pride, right? And ego does a lot of things to us, right? It can make you feel like, I'm doing so much better than everyone else. I'm on my journey. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Look at all these things I've accomplished. But what's really lying underneath? What's that rejection that you haven't really dealt with, that you sort of swoop past, like, okay, whatever, it's fine, I'm just going to push to the side. But did you really deal with it? Because the outward mask that you're projecting, this outward view of, I'm doing great, I'm doing wonderful, look at me, I'm confident, I'm powerful, I'm moving forward on my journey, is all in your ego, because you haven't dealt with the underlying issues. You haven't dealt with what's underneath the surface. And that is what you're being called to do, air signs. For sure. And it's like with lizards, you know, they shed their skin. And so I'm getting this, you know, with regeneration, I'm getting this unique shedding your skin. And we have snakes. Snakes also shed their skin, right? Masks, beauty, pride. You got to shed that outer skin and get into what's lying underneath, or you're never going to truly move forward. Because you may tell yourself that you're healed and you're doing great, and you're projecting this outward appearance, which is, I mean, we had this incredible first spread. Like, you guys are just killing the game, right? But what's really lying under the surface of that is you're still going through a lot of pain over the rejection of this connection that you had. And until you deal with that, your connection isn't going anywhere. So those are your healing messages. Okay, and I'm definitely not going to leave you there. What we're going to do now is I just want to kind of give you a few cards from the Messages of Love Oracle deck. And so this is, I just want to kind of get into whoever it is that you're dealing with, your person. Just get a couple of cards on the connection just to kind of, I don't want my readings to be focused on that, but I know there's some of you that need to hear that, so I'm going to, well, what did I tell you? Old wounds and childhood issues need revisiting. We just spent the last 5 minutes talking about that. The reason why things are stuck where they are and not moving forward is because healing needs to take place. And I'm not talking, I mean, I know I'm sort of like lecturing you a little bit, and I don't mean to be, because when I start channeling messages, I just go, and I don't really have a filter sometimes, but it's healing on both parts. It's not just you, but we're focusing on you because you're the viewer, you're the watcher, and where your focus needs to be is on you. You don't need to be worrying about what your counterpart is doing. That should be the last thing on your mind. And I know that's not easy, but your focus really does need to be on you and being strong enough to face those wounds and heal them. It's not easy to look at yourself like that and to crack that open and to dig in, but that's the way you release a blockage, is to crack it wide open. That's why not everybody can be on a spiritual journey or completes their spiritual journey, because it's just too painful to face. But you, air signs, those of you watching, you are survivors. That's what we got on our lizard card. So, all right, sure. Can we get a couple more cards here? There we go. Passion. Try something you've never done before. So I feel like this is just a card, you know, underscoring. I feel like a lot of you are doing this, that you are, you know, with that Queen of Wands, we got a winning. See? When I say timing, the timing isn't quite right. You need to heal, and you need to focus on you. Focus on what your passion is, where you're supposed to be going. And when you shift your focus there, you will find your peace. Like in the Wisdom of the Oracle, your peace comes when you focus on your healing and on your own purpose, your own journey, and not someone else's. And trust that the universe will bring together what's meant to be together when the time is right. But that's not your concern. See? Forgiving yourself or another will help you move forward. So there may be some forgiveness that needs to happen about what occurred in this connection that's really giving you trouble. So one last card. This is my Kuan Yin deck, and it's gorgeous. It's all different images associated with Kuan Yin, who is like the female Buddha, I guess. She's associated with the similar energy of like Mother Mary, if you resonate with Christianity. But I've been called to work with her, and I want to show you my Kuan Yin statue. I love it. It's kind of new. And she sits here with me, and I have her on my bracelet, and I just love her. And so I really feel like Kuan Yin wants to leave you with some words of love and compassion. So let's get one card for our air sign from Kuan Yin. All right, Kuan Yin, what do you have to say? Okay, this one's popping out. Ooh, that's a beautiful picture. So the card is called the Threshold. Okay, it says, at the threshold you stand. Before you lies a way of being that is beyond fear. It is a sacred passing through a karmic veil into a new life of empowerment, peace, and unconditional love. You are coming home to love. I love that. So I'm gonna hold it up so you can look at it while I'm talking. But yeah, it's interesting because it's talking about passing through a threshold, passing through a doorway. And I just feel that that goes so well with the regeneration card that we got at the beginning of the reading, because it's almost like, you know, going from one phase into the next, right? And so it's beautiful. Before you lies a way of being that is beyond fear. So whatever fear you might be holding on to, like if you fear that if you release this person you're connected to, that you will lose them, that's totally ungrounded, because everything that we're seeing here is that there are just some additional steps that need to be taken. And with it saying here, it's a sacred passing through a karmic veil into a new life of empowerment, peace, and unconditional love. So what you're learning from this person is closing a karmic cycle that needed to be closed, or that needs to be closed in order to, and it says coming home to love, come back together. So just remember that. The key is the healing. And it's as simple as that. The healing for both of you. So I really hope that message helped you. I did not make this date specific because my schedule is a little unpredictable. So I will get on and post videos as often as I can. If you liked it and resonated with it, then please like, share, and subscribe. And if you're interested in a private reading with me, my information is in the description box below. All right, take care.